Here's your daily reminder that the Democrat Party and woke corporations think black people and brown people are too stupid or too helpless to have a photo ID to vote. Hello once again, all my fellow patriots and you filthy leftist stalkers out there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela Box. You're watching Angela's Soapbox, where I always say what you are thinking. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, liking or rumbling this video, commenting on this video, and of course sharing this video, especially with your filthy electorate friends, because they truly hate my guts, and for me that's a badge of honor. If you have not seen the JD Vance Munich speech, you should pause this video and go watch it, because it was fantastic. You know it's fantastic because every petty tyrant on planet Earth, especially in Europe, is clutching their pearls and having a meltdown. So let's discuss it, shall we? The sea troll killing plastic straw is going to the EU because Margaret Thatcher was right, and we'll discuss. Okay, so JD Vance goes to the Munich security conference last week or whatever. So did Zelensky, by the way, and Zelensky met with Cornyn and John and Lindsey Graham and all the other Democrats that are just Ukraine hacks that probably have gotten rich off the backs of our tax dollars, and that will come out, ladies and gentlemen. Zelensky's like, oh, I would like to create a European army and you send troops to Ukraine, because Trump and Putin are getting ready to meet. And they're getting ready to hammer out some deal that they're going to basically give to Ukraine. And I suspect it will go something like this. Okay, Ukraine, you have a choice. You can either be exposed for taking our tax dollars and doing God knows what with it and kicking it back to Democrats. Or you can start paying us back with the rare earth minerals that Ukraine has and oil and whatever they've got. And the war is going to be over and you're giving back that territory and you're not going to be in NATO and we're all done here. That's what's going to happen. But the left is not happy about this at all. So JD Vance goes to Munich, to the Munich Security Council, and he gets up and he tells on them. And it was a thing of beauty, okay? JD's up there and he's like, listen, you know, our hearts go out and our prayers go out to the people that were murdered in Munich just the other day by a radical Islamist driving a car into a crowd. This seems to be radical Islamists. This is one of their favorite things to do, especially in European countries where they don't have any weapon rights. And by the way, over in the UK, because there's been so many knife attacks from migrants, that they're now going to be like, we need to make sure all the points on the knives are cut off. That'll stop them. I mean, they're so stupid, you guys. This is not... It's not the weapon that's the problem. It's the person having the weapon that's the problem. And I swear, if any of these people in Europe actually had the Second Amendment, this crap would be over before it started. Someone tried to run through a crowd, ram a bunch of people, someone with a gun, be like, done. But that didn't happen, of course. So JD says, you know, our hearts and prayers go out to what happened in Munich. But let's talk about why it did happen, shall we? So he just basically read them the Riot Act about their open migration, about mass migration, about this idea that we're supposed to bend over backwards for a section of the population that wants jihad on us and wants to completely destroy the culture of Europe, and talking about, why are you destroying your own cultures? Nationalism is not a dirty word. Nationalism is the order of things, the correct order of the things, the natural law, if you will. There have been nation states since the beginning of time that all have their own cultures and language and traditions. And importing the third world into your countries has been an unmitigated disaster. And that's what he told them. And I'm telling you, man, that you could have heard a pin drop when he was giving his speech. And then he said, oh, and by the way, let's talk about your lack of free speech. The fact that you basically are throwing pro-life people in jail, just like Joe Biden did, by the way. People that post, quote, hate memes on Twitter, or like a post that you deem problematic, you go and arrest these people and throw them in jail. When on the other hand, radical Islamists who basically say they want to destroy the West and Israel, they get a free pass. Because, you know, diversity. So JD Vance just, like I said, told on them. And then what do we have to, he again, totally vindicated on every single level, but every single leftist had a meltdown about it. F those people, okay? Look, what is going on in the UK in 2016 with Brexit? Like, if I had voted for Brexit, I would be so effing pissed that this government that keeps getting more and more leftist because the center-right and the Reform Party cannot coalesce. It's just unbelievable what's gone on in the UK. You've got this left-wing lunatic, Keir Starmer, who's basically responsible for making sure that none of the gang rapes done by Muslims to young English girls, I mean, horrific rape, sodomy, gang rape, like awful, awful stuff. Look the other way, slap on the wrist, nothing happens to them. And this is just gonna get worse and worse. This a-hole is gonna, he's threatening now to send British troops to Ukraine to fight Russia, as Trump and Putin are trying to meet to cobble out this beginning of a deal. I mean, they want World War III, and they realize that we got to get this war started, or we are all effed, like totally effed, because everything's going to be coming out. Anyway, Brexit in 2016. Not really did too much, did it? I mean, in theory, Brexit happened, but they're still going along with what the EU is doing. And Margaret Thatcher very famously said, when the EU was formed in 1976, she said, this is going to be a disaster for Europe because it is globalism, it is New World Order, it is trying to meld the countries together. I mean, little did she know that the World Economic Forum types and the George Soros types would be like, you know how we're going to really destabilize the West real quick? Open up the borders to the third world and a bunch of radical Islamists too, and then make sure that your people get thrown into jail for criticizing it. That's exactly what is happening in the EU. So lest you ever think that we should give up our Second Amendment, because the Second Amendment protects the First Amendment. And JD Vance was so brilliant because literally he does his speech, and then in Germany, I'll put the screenshot here. The Minister of Police went and arrested some people because they thumbs up a meme, threw them in jail. It's like proving our point. You used to be for free speech. What happened to the West? We cannot have a functioning Western civilization if you keep doing this. They don't care. Their first, last, and always philosophy is being a leftist, okay? They cannot admit they were wrong. They cannot admit that this globalism thing is not working out. And they cannot admit that the people in their countries don't want this, never voted for it. And we're going to have a situation where there's going to have to be massive populist uprisings in every single one of these countries. Something else that JD Vance brought up is that the left in the EU is bragging that they basically told the Romanian people that voted for their right-wing government, no, we're not doing that. There was some Russian interference, so we're not gonna say that was a legitimate election. I mean, it's just wild, you guys. And then there was another car attack, like right after his speech, by a radical Muslim. I'm getting this confused. I think it was in the UK. Again, I'll put the screenshot here. A radical Muslim went on a stabbing spree, killed a little boy, and injured several others. And he's like going, yeah, he's screaming Allahu Akbar. And we're supposed to just pretend that this is perfectly normal. And this is just the price of doing business, ladies and gentlemen. No, it is not. These countries need to have a remigration, just like we're doing in America. And look, it's going to take time for this to reach across the pond, but it is getting there. And the people of Europe have got to stand up, and they've got to say, enough with this EU crap. We don't want to be in it anymore. And we want to kick all these foreigners out that are doing nothing but being a drain on the taxpayers and destroying our culture and our countries. Like, bye-bye. Like, end this madness because nobody voted for it. Look, it's a matter of time. It's the Trump effect, and it's going to get better as time goes on. All right, that's where I'm going to leave this video. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in the next one. That will be done. Bye.